And then any questions that you don't really want to answer, you can just say it, pass or whatever. So, first and foremost, thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
Second, I'm just kind of curious, how does the outside world, meaning like out of school, affect your learning? Are you concerned with the state affairs or the news, national affairs?
To a certain extent, I'm worried about how it's going to affect me when I get out of school. I don't know, like what kind of national affairs do you mean?
Okay, so when our country goes to war with another country, or the whole Ebola thing coming in, those would kind of be like national and and world affairs. Do you think that affects you?
Not while I'm in school, no.
How come?
Because you don't have time to listen to it, to pay attention to it, to really like understand what's going on and how it's affecting the rest of the world, because you're so consumed with your work at school and your different subjects in school and what you're going to do like after school, not like after school, but like graduation wise, with like college and stuff like that. Like it's like so much, like there's no, like we don't have enough capacity for all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And also we don't pay taxes, we don't have any, like we aren't really, like we're citizens, but we're our parents' citizens right now. Like we're not we're not worried about that.
Yeah.
Like most kids in school can't even vote yet. Like, so
what does it matter?
Yeah.
I agree. Wow, that's interesting.
And we aren't required to take a senior class or a government class until our senior year.
Right.
So most kids don't even have any idea what's going on in politics until that point.
Do you think that senior class like kind of helps them like jump start into like the real world?
Yeah,
because when you graduate, like they kind of just throw you into the.
I think that government should continue to be a required class. I think that there should be like more. They should help kids more out with like political parties and like where they stand themselves, kind of, because you just kind of learn all this stuff and then you're like, okay, what do I do with it?
That makes sense. So, with that being said, what do you think it means to be a student in America? Because I was outside world, now you're a student. Does your voice or opinion matter?
Yes, because we're like, you're building us to be that next generation. So that's why we should learn more about like the outside world. Like we're all consumed with math and English and reading and like US history, world history, like what happened in the past, not what's happening in the present. Like there's not that many, like there should be more current event classes. Like I think the students should be more involved and have more say about like the world affairs.
And the community that you live in, right? Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. So, this far, do you think, I'll switch the question, sorry. Have you ever felt like you were learning something that was important to you? That you weren't, not just because you were supposed to learn it, like it was a standard, but because like it was actually important to you, like it clicked?
Do you mean with all subjects or just?
Yeah, anything.
I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah, but with all subjects, basically, like it just like depends. Like you'll find something like amidst all of the stuff. Like there's like a single thing that's just like you're like, oh my gosh, there's a connection in the real world.
Right. And it's okay. I get it. That's.
Because like English, like you're learning about Dante's Inferno and like all this old literature, and like you'll like relate with something in there and be like, okay, like that's still that hasn't changed today, like that's still like consistent in like our society. But then like you're actually taking a world class like senior finance, you're like, okay, this relates to everything in every world, because we're doing taxes and you're getting a job and all that kind of stuff. So it depends.
Right. Cool. So I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to this, but are you pretty satisfied with your academic accomplishments?
No.
You're not?
No.
How come?
I wish, because I didn't have time to do all that I wanted to do, because I was working and, you know, dealing with outside stuff like family, so I wasn't able to join all the clubs or, like, really be as, I don't know.
Involved.
Yeah, involved as I would have liked to be.
Yeah. What about like grades and stuff? You think you're pretty accomplished with that?
They're okay. Like, I wish that I could go back to some projects and some things and invest more time in them, so I could have gotten like the 100 instead of like the 95. But
Yeah.
that's just like perfectionist. Like, I wish that I would have like spent more time, and like I spent less time just like, I just need to finish this really fast because I have to move on to the next thing, finish it really fast, move that in. Because at the end I had all this excess time, and I was just like, I wish I could go back and
Do more.
yeah.
That's a good student quality right there. So let's see. Do you feel motivated to work hard in your classroom?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's how you prove yourself. That's like the only, like, you don't go to a job, you don't go to school and say, hey, I did all this stuff. They're gonna say, okay, like, prove it. Like, give me something that proves that. Like, you can't just like prove like years worth of work to them in like one session. I don't know, you have to like prove yourself somehow. So I feel like if you show like I feel like it like shows a lot about a person, like if they like apply themselves to everything. Like if you're just like, they look at the situation, they're just like, oh, this doesn't matter, I don't need to apply myself, and they just lazily do it. I think that says like something about that person. They're a lazy person. But if they like everything that they do, they like think about it and they invest their time into it and they really like work at it, I think that says like that's a good quality for a person.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'll go a couple easier questions maybe. So what qualities make your favorite teacher your favorite?
When they care about the students. Like if they're like, if a student is really intent on being successful, they work towards helping that student be successful. I don't like teachers that just like put up PowerPoints and pass out notes and don't really like interact with the students. I like teachers that like have like a relationship with the students, and like the students really like care about that teacher's like opinion of them and whether they think they work hard. And
Yeah, that's actually very cool. I like that. And so last question I'll ask you is, where do you see yourself 3 to 5 years after you graduate? Do you have a plan? What do you want to do?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll still be in school at that point because I'm not sure what I'm going to go to school for. But I would like to have like a pretty steady job, you know, be at my own place, be self-sufficient, independent, and not have that much debt. Like if going to school means completely consuming myself with debt, then I can work and I can wait and I will go to school. Like that's not something that I would just like put off because it's not everyone wants me to go to school. It's I want to go to school.
Good for you.
So
That's awesome. So like after, just a sub question, but so like after you graduate and do stuff, do you think that culturally, like in America, that you're going to be more concerned with the world affairs and state affairs? Or do you think it still won't matter?
I think that until I have a stable household and stable job, they really aren't going to matter to me. I think that those sort of affairs are meant for older people, like married, like people in their like 30s, mid-30s, they're in like a stable place. Like younger people really just like don't have like the capacity. They're like, some things are still so bright and shiny and new, and like other things they're just trying to deal with. So it's like, who cares about like politics and like,
Yeah, for sure.
oh, everyone else is worrying about that.
Awesome. Well, that'll conclude it. Thank you very much.
No problem.